Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Kevin Dini here for Superpower Review, and welcome to tonight's live stream. Today, we are giving King in Black issue number 5 a review. This is the conclusion to King in Black, so this should be really, really good. Today, I am not alone today. I'm joined by one of my good friends from the Symbiote Elite. You know how we do it here on Superpower Review with my guys. We're doing it now live, and we're having a lot of fun with these live streams. So let's bring on the Symbiote Elite, starting with Joe. What's up, Joe? How you doing, buddy?
What's up, dude? What's up, man? I'm super hyped to talk about this book, man. This is definitely
Get hyped.
Get pumped.
Let's go. I was waiting for it, dude. I was like, if he's not going to scream in people's ears, I'm going to do it. Cool, man. Well, thanks so much for jumping in. Really appreciate it. And then let's bring in Jebby. What's up, buddy?
How's it going?
We're doing, man.
Great to be here.
We're happy to have
you. Get into this, man. Excited.
Let's get into it, but we can't get into it until we get Matt, Mr. Gold Label, inside. What's up?
What's up, man? Glad to be here as always. Love this stuff.
Hell yeah.
Man.
Hell yeah. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining in on tonight's video. As always, it's always such a blast to talk to you guys and pick your brains to when it comes to the symbiote sexiness. But before we get started, to anybody who is watching tonight, don't forget to smash that like button if you like today's content, especially if there's anything that we said about this review that you liked. Smash that like button. Comment some feedback in the comment section down below and subscribe to the channel for future content. Also, last thing before we go, I have a giveaway going on with in conjunction with MJ Comics. Make sure you guys go check that out. You can win a free signed book. You want to find out what it is? Well, click on the link down in this video's description down below. Find out how to enter, and you could possibly win. All right, gentlemen. With all that aside, let's get started, shall we? King in Black, issue number 5. Let's get some first initial thoughts, feelings. Let's start off with Jeb. Jeb, what's your first initial feeling with this issue?
Well, I was one of the few people who probably listened to that video, the spoilers that came out a few weeks ago. So it made me really, really, really iffy about this issue. Made me, honestly, it gave me anxiety. Did not like it at all. And but I was pleasantly surprised. The art was top notch, and yeah, it's a good ending, definitely.
Good ending. Okay, that's a key point right there. All right, Joe. First initial thought about this issue.
Yeah, this one was a doozy, man. I watched the same video that Jeb referred to, and yeah, it was kind of like, man, this can't be how it ends. But even with knowing, the spoilers, I was pleasantly surprised. It was actually really damn good. Now there is a few things I could nitpick with it, which I guess we'll do a little bit later on. But overall, it was pretty good. I was pretty surprised knowing the spoilers and then reading it, like. Okay, this is still pretty good.
All right, Matt, first initial feelings on this?
Yeah, I mean, I can't help but to think absolute carnage feelings going into this, because I had high hopes for that, and that ended on a dud. So I was just hoping that we would get a redemption here, and then after we saw the spoiler from Economics and Comics, I just I had low standards going in, which may have helped, but even though that the spoilers were true, it was written in a way that it was still done pretty well, even though the stuff that happened we didn't really like.
All right. So, my first initial thoughts on this issue was, when I first read it, I didn't know what to think about it at first. I was like, is this really the ending that I really sort of wanted for this grand slam or slam dunk for Donny Cates' run? And this run has or this issue or this series has been a long term in the making. So I was like, I don't know. I read it a second time, felt a little bit better about it, and then read it a third time, like, okay, I think I can deal with this. So let's break down the comic book real quick. So in the beginning, we see Silver Surfer facing Null. We're probably about to see an epic battle between these two. We see the Avengers, all the heroes gung ho, ready to go fight, and then all of a sudden we have I don't know what you would want to call it. Captain Universe Venom. I think that's what a lot of people have been calling him. I would call him Cosmic Venom because I don't. I think that's what I would call him. But whatever. Like Cosmic Venom is just like, hold up, gang. Like I got this. I'll take care of it. This is my fight. You guys just back down and watch Daddy Venom take care of business. So. This was like one of my favorite pieces of art right here. I really like this page. I think a lot of people can agree that Ryan Stegman really killed it on this issue, to be honest. And I think I remember seeing him on Instagram saying like, hey, like he was trying to hype it. He was pulling to Donny Cates. It's like, hey, like I'm so pumped that we got to do some of the shit that we did in here. One of the coolest things in my opinion about this issue is Venom being badass, taking Silver Surfer's sword, taking Mjolnir and forming it into that Venom axe. That Venom axe to me is just absolutely epic. And it kind of made me think like, how did anybody else not think about this concept? What do you guys think?
See, the thing is, like, the spoiler even told us that Venom basically gets this axe and just starts like wrecking shop, chopping heads off left and right. And still seeing how he made it, it was just so badass. I was not expecting. This is not what I was expecting, but I really liked that you could see the cosmos like in Venom, like that.
I was going to point that out. So that's why I thought like about it's really Cosmic Venom, and I know he's got Captain Universe in him and whatnot, but I think like Cosmic Venom was a little more fitting. You can see like all like the star patterns in him, and I really thought that was really cool.
Yeah. And it was subtle. It wasn't too much. It was just it was enough to know that I'm the universe now. I'm badass. Let's go.
No, it's a really cool part there. Really like that part. I thought that was really interesting and pretty epic. Matt, what did you think?
I actually like the intro quite a bit with the Surfer coming in, and the reunion that we get to see from Silver Surfer Black. That was cool. Hey, he reminds them like, I've already seen you before, and then he makes the sword out of the surfboard, and then that's when all the Avengers roll through. And then, like you said, the axe thing. I mean, in the spoiler, they just said, "Oh, he makes an axe," and then they don't say like that he takes the two most powerful tools in the Marvel universe, two of the most powerful tools in the universe, and combines them literally without Surfer or Thor's permission. He just yanks it from him. Like he doesn't even ask, which is awesome. And then they're like, "What?" I guess he is worthy. And then he literally just takes it from him and then makes this badass glowing axe with the Venom logo on it. I mean, I was blown away by that. I think that was a cool twist. And then, like you said, the costume was subtle, but it also gave off that, he's a god. He is worthy now. So that was a huge breakthrough moment for symbiote fans everywhere. That was awesome.
Just to add to that, like, it's very subtle, but like, it goes to show you, it's Venom, but this is not the Venom that we're really used to. You know what I mean? This is definitely a powered up Venom. And like, so with the whole part with him taking Mjolnir and like the board, I really thought for a second, like I thought about Avengers Endgame when Cap picks up Mjolnir. Like I thought that was sort of like that kind of moment, like, oh man, like I at first when I read the book I thought that it was sort of like a ripoff a little bit, but I was like, no, that's totally awesome.
Another thing I wanted to point out about the suit though, unfortunately, just because anyone who's read 34 yet, so the suit was the Enigma Force, and he said at the end of 34, take on the form that you most want, and Venom was like, or Eddie was like, I know the form I most want. So it wasn't actually the Venom symbiote.
Right.
That's a good point to bring up.
That reminded me of War of the Realms, because he got the Tombstone and basically they were like, whatever you want to be, like you'll be. He turned himself into Venom. So it definitely solidifies that Eddie Brock straight up is Venom. But
that's right.
For this, I'd say like this entire issue, Eddie and Venom are the single most powerful in the entire Marvel universe at this point, which that was kind of interesting to see. Like,
yeah, because I don't think anyone who, especially our Venom fans like us, I don't think we would ever seen a moment where Venom comes and saves the day like this on this level. You know what I mean?
Well,
Right.
Well, yeah, definitely. Yeah. It was a direction that I didn't really see it going that way. If anything, I thought the God of Light would have been some other character. I think Matt even chimed in about that the last time we talked. Is that the God of Light would hopefully be another character, which it ended up turning out to be Eddie. But it was definitely fascinating. Definitely fascinating.
Yeah.
I want to interject a little bit on that note because Joe makes a really good point. So, being Eddie is the God of Light at this moment. It's like, so they introduced the God of Light as the yin to the yang of the. I don't want to say symbiote. I want to say the darkness or the abyss, because if a symbiote is, I guess what I'm trying to say is the Venom symbiote itself is representing the darkness because it is a tool in Null. Whereas Captain Universe Enigma Force is the symbiote of the light force. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
I get it.
two separate symbiotes. So in this case, what Eddie's wearing at this point is not the symbiote, is it? It's a God of Light representation of symbiote. It's not being controlled by Null at this point. So it can't be because it's the polar opposite of Null. You see what I'm saying?
Damn, look at the brains on Matt over here. I'm
Because,
liking it.
if we want to get literal, he can't be
Damn.
a symbiote and a God of Light at the same time because they would counteract each other. It'd be like a opposites don't attract. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I totally get it.
And that's why the whole thing is just the God of Light. He's just projecting whatever Eddie's.
So that's like the
images.
Dreamstone type of thing. Is he's making himself whatever he wants to look like, giving the Venom appearance, but he's not actually a symbiote. He's only a symbiote of God of Light, I guess. I don't know. That's good.
Yeah, cool.
It's unexplained.
Comics are neat.
I don't want to say it's a symbiote because if it is, or then Null could control him, right? Right? I mean,
or it could be or it could be the joining of. It's almost like a hybrid sort of moment. He has the symbiote, which looks like what we know, which is the darkness, but yet is having the Enigma Force, which is the light. So it's almost like a hybrid sort of thing, maybe.
I guess it's unexplained.
It's like they were saying it acts as a symbiote, and he basically turned it into a symbiote. So I thought that was pretty cool, man. Not gonna lie.
I liked a lot what Matt
cool
said.
the symbiote anti-Venom look.
Yeah. So, speaking of anti-Venom, right? So with Venom issue number was it 33? Yeah, Venom issue number
34.
34. I'm sorry.
And 34.
Where was the anti-Venom dragon in this? No?
He was still in the hive mind, right? He was still in the being controlled by Null.
He basically went to his grave, and he was, digging up dead bodies and all that good jazz.
Right. He pulled the Cletus on us.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just he came out the grave and was just like, oh man, and you saw all this chaos going on. He's just like, nah, I need to take advantage of having this body again. He just wanting pissed off somewhere. But I've been saying it, man. I went back because I'm a freaking nerd and I watched some of our older videos, Kevin. And at one point, I think it was Venom issue 8 where Venom turned into Agent Venom briefly.
Yeah.
I said something along the lines. It feels like Donny Cates, like no matter what, is trying to bring back Agent Venom. And sure enough, he did. So
this guy's gonna explode right here.
Yeah.
Don't have it. Go get
it. Should we all bring him out?
I don't have that one.
We all should have it, but if you don't have it, this is gonna explode. Come up soon. My prediction.
I was thinking even like the A covers and stuff. We're gonna start popping. Maybe.
Zygone, I said something the last time. I do not understand why it was anti-Venom, anti-Agent Venom. If it would have made more sense if it was just Agent Venom. I don't know. I don't know why they brought back Agent Anti-Venom.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, in 800, Anti-Agent Venom was the last symbiote the Flash wore when he died, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But
So I guess that's why I bring an anti back.
He's
No?
just
Yeah, it makes sense. That's what everybody, like I say, what at this point, like the more newer fans would know him as Agent Anti-Venom.
Oh,
But
I see. I see what you're saying.
he makes more sense as like he's a clone of a Venom or a clone
yeah,
than an
Sure.
actual symbiote.
like I didn't notice he was like able to touch a symbiote and burn it. Like there was none of that going on. So I don't freaking know. It just that's just the way it looked. I guess that's what Flash wanted it to look like. I don't know.
Comics, baby.
Yeah,
So-
right. So how would you make it?
Breaking down, going back into breaking down the book for a second. I mean, there's not much to break down in here because there is a lot of action in here. Not too much story, to be honest. So Venom or Eddie pretty much makes this axe and just goes on a rampage, taking out dragons, a celestial, and going up against Null. And whatever Null tries to put at Eddie, it doesn't work out at all. Another really great part of this was how Eddie rips off the symbiote from Null, like Null did to him in what was the first issue, right? Seems longer than that, but yeah, it was the first issue. I thought that was really cool. Pretty much, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth moment, and just making Null feel just as helpless as he did when Null did it to him. So I thought that was kind of some pretty cool payback there. And I mean, again, there's not like too much really to say other besides that he just really defeats Null. It's just as he brings him to the sun, and he just kind of burns him. And I don't know. I thought that it was pretty cool. I was expecting a little more of a fight from Null, to be honest. But I understand that Donnie and Ryan want to paint the picture of Eddie being as powerful as he possibly could, that Null doesn't even have a chance. But there was just so much buildup in this King in Black series, and getting to this point that I was expecting a little more of a scrap.
I definitely was too. But just to go back on what you were saying, basically, like, what this issue is just a spectacular ass whipping of one of the greatest magnitudes. But like you said, I didn't expect Null to just. He basically like shit his pants. As soon as Venom arrived on the scene, he was just like, "Oh man!" and just he pretty much ran from him. Like Eddie went in swinging the axe like a madman and sent Null running. And it's like I get it, yeah, because he literally was Eddie was the most powerful dude like on the face of the whatever you want to call it. But like Null he just turned into a coward like immediately.
Yeah.
I think what kind of did it was he swung the all black at him and he caught it with his hand and just disintegrated it. And once that happened, Null didn't even try to put up a fight. Like he was just trying to run, and then it just, like I said, it was just a spectacular ass whipping. Like Eddie was just.
But here's, and this will be part of my review when we actually give it initial grade. But you and I have talked about this many times about how like Donnie will make these massive, powerful characters and villains, and when it's time to wrap it up, it's time to wrap it up, and they get nerfed. Yeah, we talked about that in a lot of our videos, and I think this is what I was talking about, and I was a little bit worried about, and we did get it in this issue.
They threw a Galactus bomb at him.
Yeah. And I won't disagree with Eddie's mullet here. I mean, I'm sorry, wrong comment from Eddie's mullet. Donnie can't finish stories, and I will have to agree with him there. Like there has been, there was absolute carnage, and that was a huge buildup. And what happened to that story? That story fell flat on its face. I wouldn't say this one fell flat on its face, but I felt like it could have been. It could have been a little bit more.
I want to dig into the using Captain Universe is Marvel's biggest trump card, and it's very lazy writing. Anytime you want to destroy the big bad guy, you can just throw Captain Universe at him. That's why I was kind of hoping that this was going to be like a whole new character, but I don't know. I don't know what to say to that. Yeah, man.
I'll build on that. I think that's a huge opportunity in Donnie's writing. Is if when I read comics, I look at parallels because you want to. He created this Null character, and he's so badass, and he's so like all powerful that at one point they were comparing Null to the Thanoses and the other mega villains of the Marvel Universe.
We
And
all were.
yeah, we all
Mhm.
were. So like when you look at the past like storylines, like Null wiped the floor with Hulk, with Thor, with all these huge like very powerful characters, and then you bring in just one issue Captain Universe, and you make all of those superpower like characters look like ants.
Mm.
And then because he could just wipe Null with like 2 panels, and now we're like, okay, so if like that's almost way too overpowered for the rest of the characters that he's ever introduced or talked about. And like Deb said, that's a quick way out to end it. And I disagree with
Yeah.
how fast that happened. I won't go into the theory that Jeb has, but I really hope Jeb's right with his theory.
Nathan Martinez says, I'm disappointed that they killed Null. And I mean, I would say that I'm a little disappointed in this, but it is comic books. When a character dies in comic books, does it even really matter? No, not really. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if we see Null down in the future. But here's something that I want to sort of bring up since we're at that point, and he brings up a good point here. Do you think Venom issue number 3 will go down in price because of this? A little bit of a spec in the market, I guess.
No,
I don't
absolutely
think-
not.
No.
I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I think it's going. People are not going to buy them as much because no one's going to be chasing it. That's about it. I don't think it's going to like crash in price though.
So you're saying I don't have a chance at the Molina variant?
Well,
Damn.
that's a badass cover by itself. So that cover. But I see that's funny because when Eddie literally flew into the sun and was just standing in there holding Null and just burned him away. So once that happened, my first thought was, man, I wonder how all the people that spent like $1,800 some odd dollars on a double signed 9.8 third print. I wonder how they're feeling right now. I mean, I feel like that moment definitely had some people like I don't know, like the comic investors were probably just like shitting their pants, like for real, like oh my god. But I don't see. I mean, Null was extremely popular. The whole damn series is basically, developed around him. And I got a couple theories of my own about the whole Null situation. So, I mean, I don't see the price like crashing on that book. It might cool down for a little bit.
Well,
like Jed was
especially
saying.
with everything in the market, like I don't think anything's going to cool down at the moment
Man,
either.
Everything's $1,000 book nowadays, man. Everything. You guys
It's
see
so scary when you
317?
say that,
You
bro.
guys see 317? 317 is like going crazy.
Yep.
You see that?
Crazy.
I'm sorry, Joe. I interrupted you, buddy. I'm sorry.
No, good. It's just I've seen it happen so many times before. They killed off Anti-Venom so long ago, but that second print first cover appearance has never cooled down. It just kept going and kept going. So I can see that happening with Null. I mean, Null was pretty prominent. I don't want to drop the F-bomb, but he was pretty prominent in this story. This was a 4-year story about that character.
4 years? Holy crap, man! It doesn't feel 4
2018,
years.
right? 2018.
Man, it doesn't feel that long. I remember when we first reviewed number 1. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Holy cow! 4 years. That blew me back, dude.
Dude, Anti-Venom was like a couple months. Null was 4 freaking years. So, with that being said, one of my theories about the whole Null thing. First off, it does right off bat. It seems so goddamn weird to just like create this monster character and then just
a cool character.
wipe him out. Yeah, I mean, I don't think everybody pretty much liked him. I wasn't sold on his look at first until I read issue 3 and they showed like he gets the teeth and the tongue and all that, and it eventually grew on me. I really liked Null, and he was just a badass, man. I mean, nothing could stop him, so it was cool. But with that being said, the Carnage symbiote was bonded to the Grundle symbiote, which somehow correlates back to Null and all that good jazz. So we didn't even see Carnage in this entire storyline.
No,
Mhm.
Carnage is still swimming around in the Pacific Ocean as a shark.
Yeah, he's having a chum party or something, but he's still out there, and he
You
has
want
that
Carnage
Grundle
Shark?
symbiote. Yeah, but
Carnage
he's
shark,
got the
yeah.
Grundle symbiote, within it. So something about that I can kind of see. I can kind of see them trying to bring Null back somehow through Carnage, even if Carnage is like, I don't know. If Venom's a god, I would say Carnage is like right below him, so it might be like a, you know what I mean? I don't know how to.
I see what you mean.
Demigod.
It'll pretty much keep the God of Light and God of Darkness thing still going, or whatever the hell you want to call it. But
Yeah.
I there's something up with them not bringing Carnage into it. The fact that he's bonded to the freaking dragon and he's null powered, they just left him out of it. Something's going on. But that's the one thing I liked about this issue is it opened up the door to so many possibilities. I've done thought about like 20,000 different scenarios that could end up happening from this comic. So that's pretty cool. I could just
See, my fear is that whoever picks up Venom now doesn't take the opportunity and continue to go outside the box like Donnie did and just bring him back to a street level lethal protector. That's my fear.
Yeah, it's possible. I want to comment here and say that I think that this also was a way out for Donny Cates to say, "This is my character. When I come back, I'll write more about him. Like I don't want anyone else to touch him." I also think, I think that's his personality. But I also think that there's going to be a strong connection to this Black Winter character in Thor that kind of just went away and is waiting to come back. I think that he's connected to the Abyss somehow, some way, and we're gonna see Null again. It's inevitable. It's the same as Thanos and Carnage and any other supervillain. They get rid of them, they die, their head gets chopped off,
and they always find a way to bring them back.
I mean, did we forget issue 3 when Thor just got stabbed through the heart with a necrosword, and the next panel he's completely healthy?
Yeah.
I mean, the next issue, Null might be walking down the street high-fiving. Who knows?
Yo, this is just another avatar of the last one.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's another avatar.
That's the theory. I like it. I like the theory.
Null's chilling out on some planet that he was like massacred, and he was just like, all right, I tested them. They're stronger than they appear to be. So it was just all the tests.
An easy restart, I think.
Boom.
So yeah.
Let's see. Adam Giordano asks, now, will Dylan still have powers, or will Sleeper become his symbiote? So that's a good segue, Adams, and thank you for that, because the last panels of this issue, Eddie uses the last of the powers that he has and takes out this evilness or the part of Null that is stuck in Dylan and takes it out of him. So do you think Dylan is completely cured, or do you think there's a little bit of power left in him?
I think all the spec people poop themselves.
I personally think he's completely cured, which that was another thing. Looking at that one right away, it was like, okay, so they just destroyed 2 characters, but I'm seeing a lot of people in here saying this. Like, the second I got done reading that book, I messaged all of you guys, and I was like, I'm calling it right now. Dylan is going to end up being the host of Sleeper, because now he's just a normal kid, but he has the symbiotic cat, and they got this weird little relationship. Like, it's not like he's just going to go home after this and be like, all right, Sleeper, get the hell out of here, and send him to the pound or something. Like, that is exactly what's going to end up happening. Is he's going to end up becoming the host to Sleeper. With that being said, then you got Venom, which, his son Sleeper, and then you got Eddie, and then his son Dylan. Like, that's a pretty cool concept, but that could go so wrong. And you know what I mean? Like I said, I've thought about a million different possibilities. Like, I believe that's definitely going to happen. Plus, it plays into the fact that Toxin is back, and his host
somebody
is a
mentioned
kid.
that.
Right. and his host is a kid. I forget his name.
Ren Waters.
Got Normie Osborn out there who still has the Goblin Child symbiote in him. Oh.
Yes, he does.
And then we got Eduardo. So there's 3 kids that we know that have a symbiote. And then if we get Dylan with Sleeper, there'll be 4 kids with symbiotes. It's kind of like a theme that we're seeing here. So
it's almost like a Teen Titans with symbiotes.
Could
Smart.
you imagine that? Could you imagine that the second Dylan and Sleeper bond, and it's like, bam! All right, now Sleeper finally has a host, and Dylan has a purpose. Dylan's first appearance and Sleeper's first appearance are going to simultaneously, like, just
bam,
explode. So that's going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah, I mean, so I think. Go ahead, Jeb. I'm sorry.
Yo, I'm still rooting for Dr. Steve. Yo, big Dr. Steve, man. Yo, he's gonna get a symbiote. It's gonna help him get some gains.
Yeah, there you go. Get him out of that. He's in the wheelchair, right? Yeah, that's right. Right. I think so. Yeah, I think Dylan is completely cured as well. And so with all that being said, this character was written and built being super powerful, and now he's brought down to nothing. And if the next person who comes in and decides to continue on with Dylan, or that's my other fear, like whoever brings on Venom, like I'm afraid that they're just going to like have Dylan disappear, like as if he never happened. But I think that would be really silly, of course. But I think, yeah, he should bond with Sleeper. This is another character that we haven't seen anything done by Sleeper, nothing. And like, I remember people being like super excited about Sleeper coming out to play, and it's just like, but what has he done? What has this character done? This character has done absolutely nothing other besides be a boring ass pet as a cat. It's just like, come on, like give me something. You know what I mean? We didn't see Sleeper in this series at all, which I thought was sort of disappointing. And I don't know, there's just so many other things that I thought could have been brought to the table. Here's one thing that hold on, man, I'll get to you. Here's one thing that I thought was going to happen, never did. I was kind of shocked, but people from the Venom Beyond universe never came into play here. I was kind of shocked about that. So now that made me think, like, well, what the hell was the point of Venom Beyond? Like, why did this build up to there? It was just an extra story. Nothing happened. Like, that story was absolutely pointless now. Matt, go ahead. I'm sorry, man.
I was going to build on the Dylan theories here. So I for one, I'm going to go against the grain and say that there's still a lot of development in this character. And just because he touched him and removed the darkness doesn't necessarily mean he doesn't have any powers. Let's remember that when he did touch symbiotes, he could control them, but that wasn't because Null was forcing him to. He touched Sleeper before because he wanted to, and Sleeper was immediately like repelled by him, almost like it hurt the symbiote. So I mean, I think he still might have powers, just not under the control of Null anymore. So I don't know if he will be a host or not. I feel like if he was going to be the host of Sleeper, he would have been that.
Yeah. I don't know, but just to kind of finish the breakdown of the comic book, we see Venom flying off with the Venom wings that I've always kind of been a fan of, and he gets crowned as the new King in Black. But yeah, so like obviously a lot of spec here. So what do you guys think is going to happen in issue number 200, the last Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman issue?
Well, to answer Eddie's mullet, I think we'll finally get Venom's true name because awesome. I was thinking that too. They never even mentioned that. If they don't show the Maker at all, that would be stupid. Maybe they might show what Carnage is up to. If they don't do that, that would be kind of stupid. But Venom issue 200 is like 72 pages or something crazy, right?
Ooh, 89.
Sick. Yeah,
96.
That boy thick.
All right. So here's the thing. All right.
They could put a lot of stuff in there. You know, there's a lot they can flesh out.
Would you want to learn the true name of the Venom symbiote?
I personally don't give a shit. I mean, we've already.
I don't give a shit either, but like I think that's sort of like the Joker thing. Like, who cares and why is it needed?
Right. That was just a weird little like. Oh, you think you know Venom? You don't know nothing.
Never forget, Donnie did not
Where's
create
Rex?
Venom's wings. No, he did not. I've always said that if you want to see Venom wings, you can see it in what issue? What if the Punisher was possessed by the Venom symbiote? Whatever.
Mhm.
I think it's even before then. No,
Well, they
or is that
show
the
it
first
in
time?
they show it in the Nova, the early '90s Nova comic, the very end finale. They like fall
Yeah.
off a cliff or some shit, and
I'm pretty
they
sure
see-
the first time was maybe that what if issue.
I don't remember him growing wings in there. I'll have to
No, I
double
thought you
check.
did.
Wings.
I thought he was like a flying squirrel.
Or he just glides.
Venomized point, or no, it was a pigeon. I think it was a venomized pigeon at one point. The
Thickness.
sickness.
All right, so let's talk about. All right, let's get into some real fast, like a lightning round. Some likes and dislikes about this issue. We'll start with Matt.
I mean, I'll start with the likes. I really like the action. I mean, it's all the way through. It's nonstop. Something's going on. Something's getting stabbed or punched or killed, and that's cool. You know, that's what we're looking for. Like in the rest of the issues, is build up to this big climax. So I enjoyed that. I will say that I did not like the ending of the Null character. I thought that was a little much. I did not like the use of the Enigma Force just to get rid of a character, and then it suddenly leaves when it decides to leave. I think that this mythos that Donnie's trying to create, the whole yin and the yang, the Enigma Force and the symbiotes have been battling each other forever. It was extremely short-lived and not explained enough here. And for the Enigma Force to choose Eddie and then leave at the very end and say, "All right, we killed Null. Now you're the King of Black," just doesn't sit really well with me. I wish they would have, like Jeb said, made the God of Light a different character altogether with, and had Eddie ally with them to fight off the Abyss, and then take the throne from Null. That would have made way more sense than what happened in the book. That's my personal opinion. I also don't like the fact that they just made it seem like, oh, Dylan's just a regular boy now and he gets to go live his life. Like, no, you did so much development on this character. We need a cliffhanger. We need something with this character saying he's going to move forward, going to do something, especially symbiote related. So, yeah, I definitely, I think, I hate to say it, but now that I'm talking about it, I have more cons than pros.
Yeah, I think I would agree there. Who wants to go next? Flip a coin. Anybody go?
Jebby, go for it.
Okay, so I don't know if I'm crazy, but I'm sure a lot of people read the same Twitter thing that I did. That Ryan Stegman said that Null was gonna like have different forms throughout this whole run. Like, anyone else pissed off that there was nothing?
He grew
no
wings.
major change.
He got wings. That was it.
He got there was his confrontation with the Silver Surfer. That looked like a beefier armor for sure.
He did grow legs though, didn't he?
I don't
No.
No.
Just
That
on
was just the
that
cover.
variant cover.
Yeah, that was
Yeah. Probably one of my favorite scenes was the one with Blade, where he's like, the sun comes out, and then kills all the vampires, and he's like wrestling. They're like, "Hey, how you doing?" He's like, "I'm peachy." Well, he's like just getting smashed into the ground by an army, and then they all go poof, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm good." Blade's badass. I'm a big Blade fan. That was just
I thought
that was cool.
So I think he was such a random character because it was such a build up. Like, oh man, he's teaming up with Dracula, and then
that didn't come out to or anything, right?
They all start fighting each other. I'm like, what is going on?
I just kind of thought it was funny that they added that into the story, because it could have been a lot shorter lived. I think he could have been like just poof, but I don't know. Other things that I didn't like, again, Captain Universe is a lazy character.
Yeah, you said that.
That's my biggest one. That's my biggest gripe. The non-new forms of Null, that was another one. You don't really see too much about the Black Tide characters that was brought in from the Namor book. You don't see any of this. I just kind of thought, everybody was going to be in on it, like, because that's what it was going to take. I don't know. Opposites, and there was one-sided battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe?
I mean, just to counter Jeb, I mean, he got a new chin, bro. You know how much
That's what's like
went into that the new jaw. Yeah. Nah, I mean, after hearing the spoilers, I was disappointed. I went and bought the book, already disappointed. I flipped through it in the shop and was disappointed. And then I got home and I read it. And I digested it, and then I reread it, digested it again, and then
I did the same.
I found that, I mean, we've been talking about a lot of this stuff for so long. The whole nerfing, like just dropping it on his face, like that was just inevitable. I mean, he's always done that. But I feel like the possibilities kind of outweigh, I don't know, all the ridiculous things. But I did like the art. The art was pretty good. But
the art was on point.
Yeah.
That last panel, with that being said, the last panel just didn't sell me. That was almost like, I'm done. Like, get here, take this. Fucking just put it in the book. I'm done. It just seemed very like the detail was just dialed down, and it was just kind of something about that. I noticed that, like, wow, the art is great. The art is great. The last page, I'm like, a little wonky, but
yeah,
that really wasn't that bad. The whole Enigma Force thing, that's just like a new type of unknown mystery for the Venom storyline and character in general, because that goes back to the Minimum Carnage thing, which even reading that back then, I didn't even put two and two together that, they're having this grand battle or whatever. So it's, like I said, there was a lot of open doors, like the possibilities going on into the future. Just, I'm looking at that. It was nice that they did their little story. The one thing that I really liked was when Venom straight grabbed up Null and was like, no more dragons, no more swords, like none of this. Like, yes, like Game of Thrones Venom is finally done. Like, it's finally done. My girlfriend was watching that the other night, and they kept talking about the Lord of Light, the Lord of Light. And I was just like, God damn, like, there's so much that I'm like, what is going on? Like, this is Game of Thrones Venom. But, I was happy with it, man. I mean, I can nitpick stupid little things, like there was no Carnage, there was no Sleeper, but we already saw that we're getting Extreme Carnage, so obviously something's going on with that. I'm almost expecting Null to talk through Carnage in that series at one point. We did get Agent Venom back, which I feel like that is one of Donnie's main goals, was by the time he was done, we were going to have Agent Venom back. The fact that we have Flash and Eddie at the same time, which could be like future team ups and shit like that, that's freaking awesome. So
yeah, good fan service.
What's that?
Good fan service.
Right, like that was the one thing that he really paid attention to, that a lot of people really like Agent Venom. So I mean, it was like I said, typical Donny Cates fashion, fell on its face, but there was a lot of really cool moments. And like when Venom first jumps at Null, and it's like the 2-page spread, and he's got the axe, and he says whatever, and like the light's like flowing out of his eyes, like that is one of the most metal freaking moments I've ever seen.
That was probably the most highlighted page of the whole book.
Dude,
that was a good panel.
Like, that was great. I remember saying, like, I don't like how this is King in Black issue 4, and all Eddie's done is shit himself in a hospital bed, and then the last issue, he just decimates Null, and it was metal. So I was just kind of like, all right, it was cool. I was happy with it. Like, overall, yeah, it is what it is, but I was happy with it.
Action was there all day. I just feel like, there are opportunities that could spread out, like you said, Joe, for the future. Hopefully they do get played out. But the biggest fear of this series for me was people getting nerfed, and that's exactly what happened. I like to see that, you get to see the true power and how strong this character really is. And I've said that multiple times with Dylan. When Dylan uses his powers, like, dude, Dylan is the shit. Like, Dylan can fuck shit up here. You know what I mean? And he did nothing. So, but then you see Eddie Brock taking care of it, and you're like, you know what? I think I'd rather see this because Null is his villain.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I want to see all these characters play, hand in hand with each other, and I want to see them, fuck shit up. That's why I want to see. You know what I mean? I wanted to see more of a scrap from Null, but of course, and again, I'll have to agree with Eddie's mullet. He just doesn't know how to end the story, so he just nerfs the most powerful character there is. I feel like there were a lot of times where Donnie would just, and this is not just just the book. I'm talking about the series as a whole now. And like, so Donnie would give us all these new characters, and that put the market on Venom, a target on the market for Venom. A lot of people were like, "Oh, Venom! I think I'm going to start reading that, and I'm going to like that and invest in that." And that turned out to be nothing. Not that I care, because I'm not in it for an investment, but it's just like we had Virus. Virus was such a cool character. Why is Virus still not a thing? Can that still be a thing? Because I would love to see more of Virus. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. And just like the missed opportunities of Dylan and what's going to happen with Dylan now. If Dylan does not connect with the sleeper symbiote, Dylan was absolutely useless for everything.
Exactly. But look, all right, just for the rare chance that, let's say, the future writer might happen to come across this video in the future before he starts writing, if you take Dylan and bond him to Sleeper, you are a goddamn legend right away. Okay? So they just need to make that happen. As long as that happens, it'll be fine. Plus, it will pull Dylan right back into that darkness that Eddie doesn't want him being a part of. You know what I mean? Like,
Sygona, I don't care who Virus is. I just need Virus, okay? Virus could be anybody. I just want to see that suit. And as Joe and I said in the past, Virus and Venom were probably one of the best fights, most brutal fights. And I want to see that.
See, I think they're going to use the Extremist suit that was just created, and that's going to end up being the new Virus.
Ooh.
I'm very curious.
That's tasty.
I want to see if they even touch base on that at all in Venom issue 200, because the storyline ends, and I don't recall seeing Iron Man revert back to normal Iron Man, but
no.
Hopefully they explain something. But speaking of Gargan,
yeah,
boy, right there,
the blue.
He's got to pull out his cards now. That's his new passion.
Shit, I'm getting real nervy. Bitches. But
all right, so
there it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Sorry, bro. You're
all right, so with all the pros and cons, let's take a round here. Let's start off with Matt. Matt, what is your CGC grade on King in Black issue number 5? Hold on, I'm not done yet. And what is your grade for the series as a whole?
So you want 2 grades?
Yes.
Well, I mean, if I'm just gonna go off King Black first, like I said, the number issue 5 had a little more issues than I wanted it to. I enjoyed issue 4 more than 5. 5 was cool, like I said, but I think technical, like there was so much stuff that didn't match up in my head. Like, why'd you write it like that? Why'd you do it like that? It just kind of it didn't fit right with me. So I'm gonna give it a 9.6 as an issue by itself.
Okay.
I gave the last issue a 9.8. I think it was 9.6. Just because I wish we got some more differences. As far as the series as a whole, if I'm going to compare it to other long stretches of Venom series, we go back to Daniel Wave, we go back to Mender, we were looking at 40 plus issues there. I think that this series stands above them as far as character introduction, as far as keeping us on our toes with suspense coming. The spec market is crazy based on what Donny Cates is doing with the characters. And honestly, it's taken that Remender run, and all of those variants and hard to find issues have exploded just because of Donny Cates run. So I think as a whole, this the 40 issues or 30. 35. The
35.
Don King suit,
Yeah.
35. With Absolute Carnage and King Black, so a little over 40 issues. But I give the entire series a 9.8. I enjoyed the read. I really did.
Okay, so we have so reiterate, for issue you gave it a 9.6. For the series you gave it a what?
9.6 on this book, 9.8 on the series.
9.8 on the series. Wow, holy cow. All right, Jebby.
Well, all I can say is like all in all, it's good, man. I appreciate like he went very fantasy, Dungeons and Dragony with this whole series, this whole line. I enjoyed the first issue the most.
Mm-hmm.
That's just it gave all this like OP and you felt helpless and everything. The final
Where was
issue,
he in this last issue? Where was he?
I was sad there was no Cortland Cassidy throughout the whole thing because I was interested in that plague, but I guess we'll see him in issue 200. Probably see what he's up to there. So if I was going to consider like a trade, I would say 9.6 overall for me as a whole. Good closure. I like the whole, you are the King in Black. I don't know. I thought that was going to happen as soon as I started reading it, because I always felt that it was like Venom. This was Venom's story, not so much about Null.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So 9.6 for that overall, and this issue 9.6.
So 9.6 across the board for you.
Yeah.
All right, Joe.
I'll give this issue a 9.6. It was nice to see Venom actually step up and handle business on his own and stop being emotional and whiny, and just cosmic Venom with the axes. That would just forever be badass. I mean, I don't think I've seen anybody complain about Venom with that axe. I think that was probably one of the best moments in Venom history. And Eddie's mullet says there's no way that the series was better than Remender. Dude, there is a million ways why that this series was better than Remender's. Remender basically dropped off around issue 30 something, I think, and then it turned to yeah, and then it turned to, what was it, Colin Bunn, I believe, or somebody else started writing it, and it turned into pure shit. The UFOs. who I'm gonna to use the one F-bomb. Who the fuck cares about the UFOs?
That's it. I just got demonetized. Thanks, Joe. I got to put bread on the table, man.
The end of that series, Lord Ogre, like, what is this shit? This is going into the land of crime territory. This entire Venom run never once even looked in that direction. The most it looked in that direction was Codex flipping tables around and raising his eyebrow. But other than that, I mean, like Matt said, this had us guessing from beginning to end, and here we are, basically at the end, and we're still freaking guessing. And we got Agent Venom back, and we got Toxin back. I mean, what symbiotes came back? They brought back Toxin in the Agent Venom.
We had Hybrid for 2 seconds.
Oh yeah, we had, dude. There were so many. The Ultimate Venom symbiote with the Maker, like,
yep.
That was incredible. That was incredible.
BBQ Studios, thank you so much for sending in the $4 super chat.
I got more.
All right. So Joe, what are your grades again?
I didn't even say them. I just started rambling. I'm gonna give it a 9.4. The issue is going to get a 9.4 simply because they just destroyed Null, and then they destroyed. But like I said, there's, like everyone's been saying, it's freaking comic books, and the fact that the door is open to all these possibilities rather than being boxed into this little thing, like, I can appreciate that. Venom running around with the axe was freaking metal. Overall, the series, I'll give it a 9.6, and that's because it was a good series, man. I'm not going to lie. Like, Null showed up and was just decimating everybody. He's stabbing Thor. He's just doing all this awesome stuff. It's just the ending. It was just bittersweet. It was a very bittersweet ending.
I don't know why, but it sounds like someone's using a vibrator right now.
Matt with that Venom butt plug you're always talking about.
I don't know what that is.
Butt plug.
Oh, he has. All right. So I think I'm gonna be the one that grades this the lowest. I'm not going to be too far away from you guys. If I were to give King in Black issue number 5 a CGC grade based off of my thoughts and opinions and my pros and cons, I'm going to give this issue alone an 8.0. I thought it was, and that's not bad. An 8.0 is not bad. It's still pretty high. But
you would not keep an 8.0 if it came back from CGC. You would trash that book.
Well, I wouldn't slap it to begin with.
This modern came back an 8.0. That'd be worth pennies.
I thought with this last issue, yet again, that there was just so much of a drop off. Yeah, it's cool to see Eddie with the Enigma Force and just messing shit up and really making No look like a pansy. But again, I wanted more of a scrap, and I just thought the buildup for this last issue it wasn't in its favor. So I think 8.0 is good, and it's all action that made most of this grade. The artwork, Ryan Stegman was on point with this book. And if I were to give this series a whole ACGC grade, I'm going to give King in Black a 9.2.
Overall, that's not bad. I was expecting a 9.0 or something.
9.0? Well, I mean, but it's close. It's close enough.
Hold on. I thought we were grading the entire Donny Cates run.
No, I was saying the series, the King in Black series.
Oh, I was like, that's why I gave it a 9.8, because I thought we were talking about the entire thing.
So I was kind of shocked by your grade. I was like, hey, all right.
No. Okay, if we were to grade this entire thing from start to finish, King in Black 1 to 5, that's what you should have said, not the entire Donny Cates run. But anyway,
I said the series. I said the series.
I misunderstood. My bad. I would stick with 9.4.
9.4. Does anybody else misinterpret that? Did anybody else want to give a regrade? No, Jebby, you're good.
No, 9.6. We gave it a trade as a trade. 9.6.
Because if I want to give a grade to the whole Donny Cates run where it comes to Venom and Absolute Carnage and King in Black, I would give it a solid 9.4.
Wow, that's heavy.
I'd give it
9.6. I would give it a 9.4.
Okay.
I'm a tough critic.
I see that. All right, there are reasons, but I guess I'm biased. I love the character too much.
I'll give honest reviews all day. That's why everyone hates my BCW short box review. Don't watch that. No, I'm just kidding. All right, guys. So before we close out, while we have 9 people here, I want to remind you guys to please smash that like button if you like today's content. Comment some feedback in the comment section down below if you guys are watching this on the rewind. And don't forget to click on that subscribe button for future comic reviews, giveaways, and other fantastic content. If you guys go down to this video's description down below, you can click on the link and you can find out how you can win a free signed comic book. Make sure you check out that giveaway. I'll be announcing the winner next week. Wow, that was awesome. I went through that whole thing without saying a fucking Go me. We're leaving on that note, guys. All right, so guys, thank you so much for watching today. Make sure you guys check out these guys on Instagram. You can find them. That's their names here on the screen here. So if you find them on Instagram, make sure you guys follow these guys for related Venom symbiote content, or you can follow Symbiote Elite on Instagram as well. I'm Kevin Virginia for Superpower Review, and I'll see you guys next time. Say bye, boys.
Adios.
Bye.
Adios, amigo.